In the deep southern Caribbean, anchored in the warm currents just off the coast of a continent, lies an island born not of gentle rain, but of volcanic fire. It is a landscape baked by an equatorial sun, honed by the constant breath of the trade winds and defined by the brilliant turquoise sea that surrounds it. This is a land of stark, arid beauty and of vibrant, unyielding warmth. This is Curaçao. From the vantage point of a passing trade ship, it appears as a sliver of pastel color in a vast, deep blue ocean, a place of sharp edges, rugged cliffs, and brilliant, almost impossible light. The quality of the air here is different, a dry, salty clarity that seems to magnify the sun, making the colors of the city impossibly bright against the dry ochre land. But to look closer is to discover a modern, intricate society, one that has not merely endured but flourished, painting its existence onto the very fabric of this sun-drenched environment. This is a story not of isolation, but of a deep and enduring fusion, of continents, of cultures, and most importantly, of the people who call this place home. This is the story of daily life in Curaçao. The rhythm of daily life in Curaçao is gentle, unhurried, and deeply connected to the pulse of its community. The day often begins not with a jarring rush, but with a slow, deliberate awakening. In the residential neighborhoods that spread out from the capital, the morning routine is a familiar ritual. The first sounds are not of traffic, but of nature and neighborhood life. The crowing of a rooster, the chatter of birds, the soft clink of a neighbor's coffee cup. The first stop for many is the local panaderia, or bakery. These small shops are the nerve centers of the community. Here, the air is thick with the scent of fresh bread, especially pancera, a dense, crusty loaf, and sweet cheese-filled pastries called pastéis de queijo. But the transaction is about far more than food. It is a social anchor. Greetings are exchanged in the melodic cadence of papiamento. Contabai? How is it going? Is not a rhetorical question, but a genuine invitation to connect. It is here that the bonds of the community are quietly reaffirmed over the counter, a daily ritual of recognition and belonging. Life is lived in close proximity, in a culture where neighbors are an extension of the family. Doors and windows are often left open to catch the constant cooling trade winds, and the line between the private space of the home and the public space of the street is fluid. The front porch or balcony is a vital social space, an open-air living room where neighbors chat in the cool of the evening. There is a powerful sense of collective watchfulness, an unspoken understanding that the children playing in the street are the responsibility of the entire block. This atmosphere is infused with a relaxed spirit. Things will get done, but not necessarily with the frantic urgency of the outside world. This is not a sign of inefficiency, but a different philosophy of time, one that prioritizes human connection over rigid schedules. Even in the bustling capital of Willemstad, with its offices and commercial centers in Punda and Outro Banda, life retains this neighborhood heartbeat, a pace that is distinctly Caribbean. The family unit is the undisputed cornerstone of Curaçaoan society. It is a powerful, multi-generational structure that serves as the primary source of identity, support, and social life. Grandparents, parents, and children often live in the same house or on the same street in a cluster of family homes. This proximity creates a resilient and deeply ingrained support network. Sunday is Family Day, a cherished and non-negotiable tradition. This is a time for gathering, usually at the home of the family matriarch, the abuela, for a long, leisurely afternoon of food, conversation, and connection. The scene is a vivid one. The aroma of stoba, a rich, slow-cooked stew, fills the air. The men's domain is the dominoes table, a game played with passion, skill, and a great deal of good-natured trash talk. The sharp slap of tiles on the table is a familiar island soundtrack. The women, often led by the grandmother, preside over the kitchen, the undisputed heart of the home, sharing recipes and stories as they prepare a feast of funchi, a cornmeal polenta, fried plantains, and rice and beans. These gatherings are loud, joyful, and life-affirming rituals that reinforce the bonds that hold the society together. They are the venue for celebrating birthdays, for debating local politics, and for simply being together. This deep-seated importance of family fosters a culture of interdependence and a profound respect for elders. The grandmother is often the moral center of the family, the keeper of traditions. This social fabric extends to major life events. A wedding is a community celebration, and a funeral is a moment when the entire neighborhood comes together to support the grieving family, bringing food and offering comfort for days. It is an unspoken understanding that one is never truly alone. Curaçao's unique cultural identity is a rich and complex fusion of its diverse historical roots. The heart and soul of this identity is the language, Papiamentu. It is a beautiful and melodic Creole language, born from a blend of Portuguese, Spanish, Dutch, and various African languages. It is the language of the home, the street, and the heart. To hear it spoken is to hear the living history of the island. While Dutch is the language of law and education, and English and Spanish are widely spoken, Papiamentu is the true mother tongue, a powerful and unifying symbol of a distinct and fiercely protected culture. This identity is a vibrant tapestry woven from many threads. The Dutch influence is unmistakable, seen in the gabled architecture of Willemstad and in the legal and political structures that connect the island to the Kingdom of the Netherlands. But the island's soul is profoundly Afro-Caribbean, a heritage expressed most powerfully in its music and festivals. The annual Carnival is the island's largest cultural event, a spectacular explosion of color, music, and dance, with intricate costumes and the infectious rhythm of tumba music. But deeper, more traditional forms, like tambu, with its raw, powerful call and response between drummer and singer, are a direct and visceral link to the island's African past, a form of expression and social commentary passed down through generations. Another crucial thread is the island's Sephardic Jewish heritage. Fleeing the Inquisition, Jewish families arrived in the 17th century and were instrumental in developing the island into a major center of trade. Their legacy is embodied in the magnificent Mikveh Israel Emmanuel Synagogue, the oldest continuously used synagogue in the Americas, with its iconic sand-covered floor, a reminder of a time when ancestors had to muffle the sounds of their worship. This history has endowed the island with a cosmopolitan and tolerant character. There is an immense pride in being a Yudi Corsu, a child of Curaçao. It is an identity defined not by any single heritage, but by the unique blend of them all. The economy of Curaçao has long been shaped by its strategic location and its magnificent deep-water harbor, Sint Anna Bay. For much of the 20th century, the island's fortunes were linked to the massive Isla oil refinery. A dominant feature on the skyline, the refinery provided generations of islanders with stable jobs and created a prosperous middle class, shaping the social fabric of a large part of the island. Today, with the refinery's future uncertain, the island is in a profound state of economic transition, navigating a more complex landscape while grappling with the environmental legacy of its industrial past. The pillars of the modern economy are tourism, financial services, and international shipping. The deep harbor remains one of the busiest in the Caribbean, a vital hub for container shipping and cruise lines. Tourism is a crucial source of income and employment, drawing visitors to the island's world-class diving spots, historic capital, and secluded beaches. This industry, however, presents a duality. It provides essential jobs, but many are in the low-wage service sector, and it can create a tourist bubble, often disconnected from the daily life of most residents. The international financial sector, less visible to the casual observer, is another important pillar. However, for many residents, work is found not in these large industries, but in the vast network of small, family-owned businesses that form the true backbone of the local economy. The corner toko, or grocery store, the local restaurant, the mechanic's shop, these enterprises are a testament to a culture of entrepreneurship and self-reliance, a spirit of hasipayega, or making it work. In coastal villages like Westpunt, a small community of fishermen still makes their living from the sea, rising before dawn to bring in the day's catch. It is a constant balancing act, a small island economy navigating the powerful currents of global trade and the challenge of building a sustainable future beyond oil. The realities of living on a small, arid island are most clearly felt in the daily cost of living. While the turquoise sea and year-round sunshine are priceless, everyday life comes with a significant price tag. Because Curaçao has limited agriculture and manufacturing, the vast majority of consumer goods, from fresh produce to cars and electronics, must be imported. This reliance on imports means grocery bills are high, often comparable to or exceeding those in major European or North American cities. Housing costs vary widely. Renting a modern apartment in Willemstad or owning a home in a desirable coastal area like Jan Thiel can be expensive. In more traditional residential neighborhoods, prices are more moderate, but the challenge of affording a home is a common topic of conversation. Utilities also add significantly to monthly expenses. With no rivers or natural freshwater sources, the island is entirely dependent on desalination plants to convert seawater into drinking water. This energy-intensive process makes water a precious and costly utility. Electricity, generated from imported fossil fuels, is also expensive. Many homes use a prepaid system called pagatinu, where residents purchase electricity credits to carefully manage consumption. Consequently, local salaries, particularly in the service industries, can feel stretched. Residents become masters of budgeting and resourcefulness, developing a keen eye for value. It is a fundamental trade-off of island life. The challenges of a high-cost, import-based economy in exchange for the unique quality of life the island offers. Curaçaoan food is a direct reflection of its culture, hearty, flavorful, and born from a rich blend of historical influences. The local cuisine, known as criollo, is not about delicate subtleties. It is about deep, satisfying, and bold flavors, built on a foundation of savory stews, fresh seafood, and creative ingredients. The undisputed king of the Curaçaoan kitchen is the stobar, a slow-cooked stew that can be made with goat, cabrito, beef, carne, or even green papaya. It is a dish of deep, comforting flavors, a taste of home for every islander. Seafood is naturally a staple. A simple piece of pan-fried red snapper or a bowl of sopa de pesca, a rich fish soup, is a direct taste of the surrounding Caribbean Sea. The Dutch influence appears in the island's love for cheese, most famously in the iconic dish queixe Yenna, a hollowed-out ball of Edam cheese stuffed with seasoned meat, vegetables, and raisins, then baked. The African influence is felt in the use of okra and in the foundational importance of funchi, a cornmeal polenta that serves as the perfect accompaniment to a rich stew. Home cooking is the heart of the culinary culture. Recipes are passed down through generations, not written in books, but taught by feel and taste. While cozy cafes and fine dining restaurants exist, the truest taste of the island is often found at a local market, buying fresh fish from the Venezuelan fishermen at the floating market, or at a late-night truqui pan. These food trucks are a beloved institution, serving up hearty grilled meat platters and enormous sandwiches to a hungry late-night crowd. A meal here is more than just sustenance. It is an act of sharing, an expression of culture, and a celebration of the island's diverse heritage. To truly understand Curaçao is to understand its unique natural environment. The landscape is not one of lush jungles, but of a stark and compelling beauty. The interior is a semi-arid world of rolling hills covered in a dense scrubland of cacti, thorny bushes, and the iconic wind-bent divi-divi trees. This is the Mondi, the wild heart of the island. Cristofel National Park exemplifies this, protecting the island's highest point, Mount Cristofel, and a sanctuary for its unique flora and fauna, including the rare Curaçao white-tailed deer. Hiking the mountain before dawn to watch the sunrise is a rite of passage for many locals, a challenging climb that rewards with a panoramic view of the entire island. But it is the coastline where the island's most breathtaking beauty is revealed. Here, the dry, rugged land meets the full, brilliant glory of the Caribbean Sea. The island is fringed with dozens of small, secluded coves and bays, known as playas, each a perfect crescent of white sand or coral rubble washed by calm, impossibly clear turquoise water. These beaches, particularly on the western side of the island, known as Banda Abu, are not lined with high-rise hotels. They are natural, often rustic, and deeply cherished by the local population. They are the island's public parks, the destination for weekend family outings, where coolers are packed, music is played, and the entire day is spent swimming, snorkeling, and relaxing. The culture of diving and snorkeling is deeply ingrained. The coral reefs that surround the island are a source of national pride, a fragile and spectacular underwater world. This constant presence of the sea shapes an outdoor lifestyle, where life is lived in the open air, in deep appreciation of the sun, the constant breeze, and the life-giving water. For all its relaxed charm, Curaçao is a modern and well-connected society. A network of excellent roads connects the capital to the far-flung towns and beaches of the West. The car is essential for daily life. For the vast majority of residents, owning a vehicle is a necessity. This reliance on personal vehicles means that Willemstad experiences rush hour traffic like any other modern city. For those without a car, A system of large public buses and smaller privately owned vans provides a vital transportation lifeline. The two bridges of Willemstad are more than just infrastructure. They are symbols of the island's character. The high, arching Queen Juliana Bridge is a monument to modernity. The historic Queen Emma Bridge, a unique pontoon bridge that swings open to let ships pass, is the Swinging Old Lady, a beloved landmark that dictates the rhythm of the city. When the bridge is open, life in Punda and Otrabanda pauses, a gentle reminder that on an island, the sea is still king. This blend of modern convenience and island living is a defining characteristic of Curaçao. It is possible to live in a quiet, traditional neighborhood, yet be just a short drive from a modern supermarket, a state-of-the-art hospital, or a cafe with high-speed internet. The island's connection to the Netherlands remains strong, creating a unique dynamic where a deeply Caribbean culture coexists with European standards of infrastructure and governance. For the young people of Curaçao, growing up here offers a unique blend of a secure, close-knit community and the pull of the wider world. The education system, based on the Dutch model, is strong, but also presents a challenge. Instruction is primarily in Dutch, a language that for most children is not the language of their home. They grow up navigating a trilingual world of Papiamentu, Dutch, and English. For higher education and specialized careers, many of Curaçao's brightest young minds must look abroad. The most common path is to travel to the Netherlands to attend university, supported by study grants from the Dutch government. This period away is a modern rite of passage. It is a chance to gain new skills, experience the culture shock of moving from a small, warm island to a large European country, and see the world from a new perspective. The Curaçaoan student communities in cities like Rotterdam and Amsterdam become a home away from home. But the pull of home, the deep-seated connection to the island, is incredibly strong. While some choose to build their lives abroad, contributing to a significant Curaçaoan diaspora, many feel a powerful desire to return after completing their studies. They are drawn back by the unbreakable bonds of family, the tight-knit community, the weather, and the unparalleled quality of life. They return with new ideas and global perspectives, contributing to the island's dynamic evolution. The great challenge for Curaçao is to create enough diverse opportunities to combat this brain drain and keep its young, educated population at home, ensuring a sustainable future for the next generation. The rhythm of day and night in Curaçao is a study in beautiful contrasts, dictated by the sun. The daytime is for work, school, and the practical tasks of life. The sun is bright and intense, and the energy is focused and productive. The streets of Willemstad are bustling with shoppers, office workers, and the steady flow of traffic. The beaches are dotted with swimmers, and the harbors are active with the movement of boats. The hottest part of the afternoon often brings a lull, a quiet period where activity slows before picking up again. As evening falls, a profound sense of calm descends. The fierce heat of the day softens into a warm, breezy evening. This is when life turns inward, toward family, friends, and the quiet comforts of home. The workday ends and the social day begins. People return to their neighborhoods, and the streets come alive in a different way. Neighbors gather on their porches. The air fills with the sounds of conversation and laughter. The evening is for connection. It is a time for the large family dinners, that anchor the week, or for gathering at a local snack bar for a cold beer and conversation. The quiet nights are a time for reflection, for simply being present. It is in this shared, nightly calm that the strength of the community is restored and recharged. Life in this Caribbean paradise is not without its significant challenges. The high cost of living, driven by a reliance on imported goods, is a constant pressure for many families. The economy's dependence on tourism makes it vulnerable to global fluctuations, and the transition away from the oil refinery has created economic uncertainty. The arid climate presents the constant challenge of water scarcity, requiring a costly and energy-intensive desalination process. There is also the delicate task of balancing development with preservation. How does a small island welcome visitors and encourage growth without compromising the fragile marine ecosystems and the peaceful way of life that make it so special? The threat of climate change, with its potential for stronger storms and its devastating effect on coral reefs through bleaching, is a growing concern. The brain drain of young talent to Europe remains one of the most critical long-term challenges. These are not abstract problems. They are the daily realities that the people of Curaçao confront, with a mixture of frustration, pragmatism, and an unyielding spirit of resilience. So why do people choose to stay? Why, in a world of limitless options, do they remain rooted in this small, dry island? The answers are as varied as the individuals themselves, but they often circle back to the same fundamental themes. They stay for the profound, unshakable sense of family and community, for the feeling of belonging to a place where people genuinely know and care for one another. They stay for the unparalleled safety, for the simple, priceless freedom to raise children in a place where the entire community feels like an extended, watchful family. They stay for the peace, for the slower rhythm of life that allows for a deeper connection to oneself and the natural world. They stay for the culture, the language, the music, for a way of life that is entirely their own. And above all, they stay for the unbreakable connection to home, to an island that is not just a backdrop for their lives, but an integral part of their identity. This connection is encapsulated in a single, ubiquitous Papiamentu word, dushi. It means sweet, nice, good, lovely. A tasty meal is dushi. A beautiful person is dushi. A good feeling is dushi. And the island itself is dushi kosu. It is an expression of deep affection and contentment, a word that captures the intangible, precious quality of life here. It is the feeling of having roots that run as deep as the coral reefs themselves. Curaçao exists in a delicate and beautiful balance between its Caribbean soul and its European ties, between a cherished, complex history and a modern, uncertain future, between the arid wildness of its nature and the profound warmth of its community. It is a place shaped by the constant caress of the trade winds, by the resilience of its people, and by a quiet strength that is both admirable and deeply inspiring. Here, life is not measured in grand events, but in the steady, dependable rhythm of the seasons, in the warmth of a family gathering, in the comfort of a familiar language, and in the simple, profound beauty of the everyday. It is a living testament to the idea that in a world of endless noise and relentless speed, there is still a place and a deep human need for a quiet, colorful, and connected life.